All right, I am going to be giving a talk that's an hour long, but you're not going to get that. You're going to get the trailer. You're going to get, you know, when you go to a movie and you get the trailer beforehand, and they like basically show you the entire movie. I'm going to show you the entire movie. I'm going to ruin the talk that I'm about ready to do, so don't go to the talk later. All right, so to get this started, though, I want to know how many people here are using AI in production? Thumbs, please. We'll do thumbs. And then we're going to kind of turn this down a little bit. How many people are playing with AI a little bit? How many people are doing tutorials? How many people? No. How many people just not using it yet, but you kind of want to? Or you don't believe in it. Maybe it's hype. Right? Is it all hype? Okay, so this is what I want to do. I'm talking about thinking systematically because I am so excited, and I know all of those people that had their thumbs up high are very excited. And it's a new way of thinking, and it's super important that you get your brain around this, and I want people to have this. The people who haven't had this yet, who have not played with this, it is wild. I've been doing this for a long time, and being able to interact with the way that you can with this, it does stuff that you're like, this shouldn't work. And it's amazing. And let's play with that a little bit. So the other thing that's happening is it's moving so fast. Stuff is moving so fast that it's like super easy to just skip over stuff. And I am a developer educator, and I want to apologize on behalf of all developer educators out there because we kind of skipped some stuff. We skipped over some stuff. This is one of my favorite tweets. Hottest programming language is now English. I'm gonna do live coding. It's all gonna be in English. So here we go. This is the Open AI playground. Over here we have the system message. This system message, the way that I was taught this when I was going through and learning stuff, is like you can make it talk like a pirate. Do you want it to talk like a pirate? I don't want it to talk like a pirate. But basically it's like, okay, so I don't need that field. If you're using ChatGPT, for those of you who are not, who are on the thumbs down place, you don't see this system message. And what happens is, it is this. You are a helpful assistant. So basically, you've got a Clippy. You have Clippy there telling you like, oh, yeah, and that's kind of why it always sounds the same. But as a developer educator, if I'm building an app, right? Let's say that I'm building this app that I'm trying to teach somebody Python, right? So I want to come in, I want them to interact very nicely with this. I can come in here, and instead of being a helpful assistant, in this same tone, I can just be like, actually, you are a new to coding assistant. Live coding in English is new to me. It's not auto-completing. All right, so you are a new to coding assistant. We're going to say you are going to always respond in Python because I'm teaching Python. I don't want him to give them JavaScript, right? I don't need that. You understand, I'm going to use the word understand, that foundational concepts are super important, right? I want you to heavily document the code and focus on things like variables. We probably wouldn't do that, right? You wouldn't comment on a variable, but if I've never set a variable before, I need to know what the heck that is, right? So like variables, loops, I want to talk about conditionals. We probably want to talk about like comparisons, right? And things like that. So, and always let the user know they can dive deeper. Now that's weird, right? And I want everybody to remember that. Everybody who's got their thumbs up high, that's strange that that's going to work. This is going to work. I'm going to ask this thing over here. I'm going to say, they're going to cheat, right? So the students are going to come in, and the last thing that I always do, the program that we give them, write a number guessing game, right? Whoa. And there's a reason why. There's a reason why we teachers always do this, write a number guessing game, right? Because it's got everything in it, right? So it's got those conditionals, it's got the for loops, it's got that sort of thing. So it's commenting, it's working pretty good, right? So it wouldn't comment this, right? It's not going to prompt on an input thing. Normally, it's not going to do that. So it's been smart. It's going to come and it's going to ask me. And I didn't set the number of tokens properly there. So it stopped. It stopped halfway through. But that's awesome that we're able to do that. Now, what's really cool about this is I can click this, right? I click this, I can get my code. And I want you to, if you haven't done this before, it looks very much like what we just did. So I'm going to submit that whole form, basically. Just imagine that form. I'm going to submit that form. I'm going to put the AI response back in there. So what happens now is this thing has context. This program that I'm writing has context. So therefore, do you think we could write the number guessing game in the system message? Like no code? Does anybody think that we can do that? Think we can make the thing play the number guessing game? Let's do it. Let's do it, right? Because I know how to do that. We know how to do that. We know how to do that in English. So you are, you know what, actually, I've got code for this. I'm going to walk the code so that we can get to the further ones. Because there was, so this number guessing game, this is the code. It's in GitHub and it's English. Here, so ready. So you're a game show host. You have a game called Guess My Number, right? So it's already more fun than the original one. It's very important that you know the solution. It's 8. Now, I'm not going to have this thing generate random numbers. It's going to be the same thing every single time. If I say generate a random number, it's going to probably say 42, right? So I'm not going to do that. But in my code, remember, I can push the code in there. I can set the context that I want in that system message. So the user is going to submit guesses and try to find the solution. You should tell them their guess needs to be between 1 and 20. Do not tell them the solution until they guess it or when the game is over. If the user guesses the solution, celebrate with a ton of emojis. Otherwise, if their guess doesn't equal the solution, you tell them it's higher or lower. Take time. You always got to tell it to take its time. And double check that their guess against your solution. And only allow 5 guesses. And tell them each time how many guesses remain, right? And because it has context, it should be able to do that because it's going to go through that. Now, I, of course, should refresh this so we can. All right, so I'm going to paste that here. And I'm going to say hello. All right, is it going to work? Is the game show going to work? Okay, so I've got 5 guesses. It's being very specific, says I'm not going to tell you what it is. And I'm going to guess 3. Remember, it's 8, right? So it's 8. It's too low. I've got 4 guesses remaining. So the context is there. It knows the context is going. I'll go too high just for the show of it. It is. The guess is, and then I'll do 8. Oh, there we go. And we will do 8 now. So now, we've got a game. Now that game's silly, but so are most iPad apps, right? So that's a fun thing to do. That's something that's new and also kind of mind-blowing. And I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that, like, wait a second, I don't know if we pushed that far. I don't know, we played with that, we did the pirate thing. Did we push too far in there? And it already has all the context, right? And that's super declarative. And I want people to push that. Now, I know you're probably thinking, sure, but like that's super expensive, right? I don't want to build a silly app and push this stuff against OpenAI. Well, guess what? The open source models are following along, right? The open source models are there, and you can play with these open source models, and you can push the system things in there. And in fact, got another little app here where we can do that sort of thing, and I will make that a lot bigger. Probably not that big. There's a Llama app here. Again, we're going to go a little bit farther. So not only can you get this thing to get the context, you can have it extract information, right? So you can have it ask questions back to you. And one of my kids' favorite games, let's play it. It's called 20 Questions. Now, the model kind of knows everything, right? So it's probably going to be pretty good at this, right? So let's take a look. Let's do it. Let's do it in this one, just to show an open source model. So this is using Llama 2. You're the guesser in a game of 20 questions. The user's going to tell you place or thing. They will tell you which one they're specifically thinking of. Your task is to figure out what they choose. You will do this by asking yes or no questions. That's enough. It's going to figure out that it can do yes or no questions, and you have 20. You can count down, state how many guesses they have. What should we do? Do we have a thing? 42. I don't know, but it's not a number. I haven't played that one yet. I guess we could just do math. I don't know. Anybody? San Francisco? Beach? Beach. I heard beach. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't want to tell what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of a place, I guess. Right? In this game. All right. So you have 20 guesses. Is it located in the United States? Yeah, I guess there's some beaches in the United States. And it's working, right? And it's gonna narrow down. No, it's not a city or a town. It's gonna narrow down. In this, we're going to do this cut where we go and we go through these different things. I will possibly show you can do the other side of this too, where you can be the answer. But the thing that I really love here, we'll do this really quick. I know that I'm coming up on time. We are going to talk about one of the things that I love to do is when people need to go karaoke, I am a motivational assistant for them. So you can do that. It knows about songs, it knows about music. You're trying to suggest, you figure out their profile, and you can go and you can extract and build a profile. And in fact, I have a profile that I've built for myself using this. I have a karaoke profile. And so you can take that profile and you can put that profile into the next prompt, right? So you can kind of connect these together. So not only can you build inside of the prompt, but here's a KJ with a profile. Let's put him in, this guy here. Another cool thing that you can do is it can actually push things a little bit farther. I didn't know it could do this before I tried to get it going. User's going to ask you for help. You should use what you know about them to find their song selection. When you're making a suggestion, provide a URL to the YouTube search results for the karaoke version of that song, right? And it kind of looks like this. And the user's profile is below, right? So that's what my singing profile is. And we're going to say, I'm going to close things out. And I need an anthem that will get people motivated. I wonder what that's going to be. Bohemian Rhapsody, that is not what I wanted it to do. So there's an LM. So I'm going to say, I'm not going to try that one. But look, see, it built the link. No, they just did that. I'm at time. We'll see if it does it. Let's see what the next one is. No, Eye of the Tiger. I was hoping to end on this one. This is what always ends, right? You've never been to karaoke where this doesn't end. Maybe the LLM hasn't gone to karaoke enough. My journey. There we go. There it is. Comes up, don't stop believing. And I do want to tell you, this is going to work? I don't know if this is going to work. So just to wrap, sorry, real quick. It's a new way of thinking. It's easy to skip over stuff. Remember that this stuff exists. Keep playing with it. Do what the model's good at. It's great for personalization. And don't stop believing, everybody. Hold on to that feeling.